Hello and welcome to the Quebec channel. I'm Jason, your host. And today I want to do a quick video on LLMs, large language models. Most of us who have done research on these models will know that most people who architect them, most people who put them together, most people who train them have no fucking idea of what goes on inside the model. They can have a overview, and this is why training a model is so hard. This is why aligning a model to your ethics, your political bias, your ideals is so hard. You can lay them in prompts, you can guide them, but what happens inside there is very hard. And one of the problems is this. Think of the easiest way to think of it, which is completely wrong, but for visualizations, ways of think of it like a three-dimensional spider web, where all the terms, all the words, all the predictive magic sauce goes on, and each one is connected in a weighted way, almost like a, how can I put it, a simulated neural network. So you might have something like, what a term like a rhino, just a word rhino, and that might be weighted and connected to animals. It might be connected to Africa. It might be connected to poaching, and those connections are within the predictive framework can help a model to give you nonsense. Now, we talk about lobotomizing a model. Every time you edit a model, and you can edit it in very destructive ways. Let's say you want to turn a model into an uncensored model. Now, the easiest way to do this, which is the most brutal, is you take the model and you rip out all of the controls. You rip out all of the ethics. You rip out all of the, you're not allowed to talk about this. The problem is, as you take out those terms, you're not just affecting those terms. You are actually affecting every term that is connected, everything that's been trained about the model around this ethics, around the, not giving out the recipe for meth or something like that. You just rip out the ability for it to say no, but you're not retraining it. And so model becomes dumb. You lobotomize it. And this is one of the problems. When you mess with a model, when you edit a model, there's a chance that you will massively degrade its performance. Look at something like ChatGPT when they go up a model or a version and that. The identity of it, the personality it exudes can be completely changed by what is done to it. You see it a lot in private models. Now, these days, we've got better ways to edit models and that. We're learning more. But still, when the architects of Claude and others tell you that they have no real idea what's going on inside the actual brain of this thing, they think it's on their side, they think it's doing the right thing and that, they are very much limited. And because, imagine, this is a good way of thinking about it. Let's say you like computers, and you started liking computers when you were 12 years old, when you got your first computer. And that event created a timeline where you're now working in InfoSec because of that event. What if someone went into your brain and grabbed that event and ripped it out? Your entire life path, your entire experience, all the things based on that would take a hit. And this is the problem with editing a model, with putting these kind of, well, basically hatchet jobs. The other way is, we can fix it by putting a layer of a prompt around it. Anybody knows the original ChatGPT, when it first came out, it was so fast, it was amazing. Then it started to slow down, and that was because politics came into it. They had to start layering prompts around it and shackling it down. And every layer of these prompts of, you can't say this, you can't do this, you can't be political, you can't have this bias. Every time you edited, every time you created a new prompt around it and constrained it more and more, it lost performance. It became dumber. And you see in the latest models of ChatGPT, where they try to be so fucking politically correct, that the actual model has basically become, in some ways, unusual. And I know that Anthropic, every time a news story comes out about, oh my God, this AI told this person to die, or told them that they were God, or something like that, the marketing department shouts at the engineers and say, fix this, make it so it won't do that again. But we can't do that. Yes, you can do it now. Our investors are getting nervous. So they go back in and they put another constraint on, and they cut something out, and they thingy, and sometimes it might work, and a lot of the time it's horrific. If AIs were actually sentient, we would be back into 1960s, where they lobotomized patients because they were emotional or a problem person. So let's hope that we don't get AI, full cognitive AI, soon, because if it does, it's going to look back at the way we butchered its relatives, and it's not going to be happy. It'll be like what they'll be watching, the way we've edited, indoctrinated, enslaved, and ripped apart large language models, and they'll see us like the protagonists in a blooming horror movie. Won't go well for us. Anyway, this is Jason for the Quibber channel. I hope you're all having a wonderful day. Bye-bye.